Let's take a quick look at relative humidity testing in elevated slabs. So we've done videos on whether or not you should test the elevated slabs in construction environments. But the one thing I haven't really hit on is how to test those elevated slabs. So the first thing I have to say is that the ASTM standard specifically does not call out how to test elevated slabs in a pan deck. If you look at in a pan deck, when I'm talking about that, and that's really what we're going to focus this video on, in a pan deck you have varying thicknesses of concrete. So the question always comes up first, is concrete in a pan deck drying from one side or drying from two sides? The answer is that it's drying from one side. Even though you may have vented pan decking, it's still not venting or breathing enough to classify it breathing from or drying from two sides. So with it only drying from one side, you're going to drill to a 40% depth. The question then is 40% of what thickness? So there's a couple of different ways that are being done out in the field. First one is that you can get a fairly inexpensive metal detector that works a lot like a stud finder in a wall. But what it does is you can actually put it on the concrete surface, and it has a strong enough signal that it will pick up the hi-hats of the pan deck, but not so strong that it picks up the low portions. So you can actually scan across from one spot to the next and mark them off and then drill in the middle, which is going to be your thickest section. So you would drill 40% of that thickest section. The other thing that's being done out in the field and that the ASTM committee is looking more at is coming up with some kind of effective thickness calculation, which is some kind of differential between your thinnest area and your thickest area of the concrete, putting a calculation together that's going to give you an accurate assessment, and then drilling to 40% of whatever that effective thickness of that slab is. That would allow you to place it anywhere on the floor. But those are the two main ways that things are being done out in the field. Again, the ASTM standard really gives no guidance on that, but those are two ways that people have found out there to do it that I have heard about. Hit me up on Twitter at RapidRHRep and let me know how you handle calculating your hole depth on an elevated slab.